Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thursday. How are you today? Happy Breast Cancer Month. Not that that's a happy thing, but you didn't hear my heart on that, right? So I've got on my pink to celebrate, and this is a really ginormous R on my shirt. Isn't it cool? It's all glittery. Can you guys see the glitter? I love it. So a friend of mine makes these shirts, and so I'm happy to be wearing that. So hi, Linda. Good morning. So good to see you last night. So in honor of Breast Cancer Month, we're going with the pink R for Real Town. And oh my gosh, I almost forgot what we're doing. So welcome to Morning Musings with Lauryn. I am Lauryn, and today's meme is don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart, right? So be led by the dreams in your heart. So be led by that, not held back or pushed around by the fears, right? So our fears can tend to keep us still, keep us in the wrong place, keep us from doing things we need to do. Like me, for example. I like to use myself as an example because I know me fairly well, and I'm hoping that it will help you. So, for example, let's say, for example, someone asked me to speak in their group. A couple people asked me to speak in their group this week. And for whatever reason, I'm like frozen. And I'm like, what am I going to say? And I come on here every morning and talk to y'all. So I don't have a fear of the camera. I'm not sure what it is, but this seems a little easier, I guess, to just come here on my show and talk to you guys versus going into a group. So for those of you that have asked me to speak in your group, it's on my heart. I promise I'm going to reach out and we're just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. So the fears in my mind are pushing me around right now instead of being led by the dreams in my heart, which is to share this message of health with as many people as I can, which is to let people know, hey, it's worth it. You are worth it. If you just take the time and have the courage to move past your fears, you will have some joy. So, and I think that's, so I titled this morning's episode, I'm just looking to be exact, about stretching yourself as if you were like a rubber band. So yes, stretch yourself like a taut rubber band. So for that, I brought a scrunchie. It's not a scrunchie. Okay. So speaking of scrunchies and visco, I'm like, I know I'm too old for being a visco girl, but my t-shirt is pretty long. So anyway, but it's not loose enough. So I'm not quite visco, but whatever. So this is not a scrunchie. If I were a visco girl, it would be, but it is a hair tie that we're using for the example today. So yesterday in the live, hey Brittany, good morning. Yesterday in my live show, I mentioned that today we were going to talk about structural tension. And that is, I promise you, one of my favorite topics. I probably have a lot of favorites, but that seriously is one of my favorite topics for helping people move past themselves. Hey, Max, good morning. And so structural tension, the best way to describe that I've learned is by using a rubber band. So you see how this is all nice and loose and it's not really doing anything. If I just kind of like put a little bit around my hair, it doesn't do anything. But the minute we stretch it to its capacity, then it's like, okay, then it's doing the work. It's making something happen. So for you, tied in a knot. So you, for example, if you are working towards a goal, imagine you're down here at the bottom and then your goal is up here at the top. If there's not a lot of tension, you're not really doing anything. But if you imagine stretching that, stretching, see how that's all stretched out now? You're like, okay, wow, that's really tight, because now you're down here at the bottom, but you're trying to get up here to the top. And so there's that stretching there. It's working, it's pulling you, it's getting you up there, right? So that goes back to this morning's meme, which let me just get it right. So being led by your heart. So now you're down here, but you're trying to get up here. So your heart is leading you to get up there. It's doing the work. But now imagine as you're going along on your goal journey and you get closer and closer and closer, what happens to that slack? It goes away. So it's not so taut. So you're not as motivated. You're not as focused. You're not like going as hard as you could have. So again, side note, so I have been on this journey, the no sugar 90-day challenge, the 5 to Thrive, ending the year as strong as I want to start. And so that's what I'm encouraging you guys to do as well. And so in that regard, what I am doing is like, fine, no sugar, but I'm also trying to lose a few pounds. And so I got on the scale because I'm in this diet group, and I weighed yesterday and I was up 2 pounds. What? After having been down 6 the previous week. What? Also what? So, but what I did this morning is I tried on a pair of jeans. Because it's fall is coming, right? My jeans aren't fitting right, so I gotta lose these pounds that I've gained. So, one of my pairs of jeans fit. Woo woo. Now, granted, it was like the most stretched out pair, but they're all the same size. But you know how you have your favorites. So my favorites actually fit. Like I could wear them today, and I just might. So anyway, that is structural tension. So that structural tension is that my birthday is coming up and I want to get in those jeans, but I'm getting closer and closer. And so my point, wait, let me make that other point. So just because I gained 2 pounds does not mean that I'm not making progress. And that's the same for you. There are going to be setbacks along the journey, and that's okay. But by keeping that tension up there, then, thanks Brittany, then that's going to help propel you. That's going to keep going, right? So my birthday is still out there. December 1st is still out there. So I'm still striving for that. Now the challenge is, what am I going to do when I start getting closer to December 1st? All of my jeans are fitting. What, am I going to go break my 90-day challenge and have some sugar? No, I'm definitely not going to do that. But my focus is going to be less. And so that structural tension is a tip and a guide for you as to how you can actually work towards your goals. Keeping that tension high. But you notice that when you get closer, there's all that slack. It's like, oh, it's no big deal. It's not really working that hard. But when you're like, oh, that goal's out there, I got to go there. I'm being led by my heart. When you're led by your heart, then you're like pushing. So that means you kind of keep changing that, right? That's why it's a journey. I talk about this being a lifetime journey. So when you get there, you get a new goal. You get there, you get a new goal. So that's kind of a super overview on today's topic. This is one of the things that I do in a workshop that goes on much longer than this, and we do a much deeper dive. But I wanted to share with that with you today because it's Thursday, which is Habit of Health Day. And so that's your habit of health, is structural tension. Now, I will tell you that I do have a worksheet that I can email to you if you are interested. And so if you'd like to have that and start to create your own structural tension guide, drop your email below or message it to me and I will email that out to you and we can kind of get you going on your own structural tension journey. All right? So I want to wish you an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And again, pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which actually my mother had at one point. Excuse me. And yeah, so have an amazing day. I want to wish you optimal health and bountiful wellness. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye for now. Bring your Q&A tomorrow. Questions. Bring your questions. I'll have the A. So you bring your Q, I'll bring the A. Okay. Bye.